And welcome one, welcome all. It's the home opener for your Carthage College Firebirds and the inaugural game for Carthage on the new CCIW network. Hello everybody, I'm Peter Ferreri. Thank you for being with us this Friday evening. A beautiful evening off the lakefront of Lake Michigan in Kenosha as the Pioneers of the University of Wisconsin Platteville come to town to take on the Firebirds. Let's take a look now at some of the statistics presented by Pullman Auto Stores, sponsor this season for all statistical breakdowns for home and away teams. So far in 2025 this fall, 16.96 points per set, 13 kills per set, hitting .255. What an outstanding number. 2 aces per set, 2 blocks per set. And, of course, we'll talk about her in a moment, about our player to watch, Jenna Damon, leading the charge with a 13.2 digs per set. On the flip side for the Pioneers, once again brought to you by Pullman Auto Stores, they're sitting very close to what we saw this Firebird squad presenting. 15.5 points per set, just a clip under 12 kills, hitting .173. How about that? 2 aces per set, same as Carthage, 1.6 on the block side. And then digs, 15.3. Let's take a look now at our Carthage College player to watch. We mentioned her briefly. We'll mention her once. We'll mention her again. Jenna Damon, the Doctors of Physical Therapy player to watch. The DPT player, the libero. Number 1 Sports Center top 10. We'll talk about it throughout the broadcast. Jenna Damon putting Carthage volleyball on the map last year with the bicycle kick. Heard around the sports world. She has had such an outstanding career. Who would have thought that the almost walk-on player in her 4th year, one of the best liberos, not only in the conference, but in the nation. On the flip side for Wisconsin Platteville, somebody to keep your eye on because, my goodness, the numbers have just been off the charts. A conference player in a tournament team getting the nod. Kearney McDonald, the middle blocker, number 12. As we see, they're watching the Firebirds warm up. McDonald, again, the Trinity Fall Classic all-tournament team for her outstanding performance just a few weeks ago. And what she was able to do, 4 blocks against NYU, 7 following, 4 after that, 15, 12, and 11 kills, hit over 300 for each and every part of that performance. It is going to be tough sledding for the Firebirds, and that is why the libero of Damon will have to retrieve the kill attempts over the middle for number 12, Kearney McDonald, out of Taylor Ridge, Illinois, Rock Ridge High School. When we take a timeout, we will shortly, but let's look at the coaches' poll heading into this season. Illinois Wesleyan, 64 points. Milliken with 54, 1 first place vote for Milliken. Illinois Wesleyan, 8 out of the 9. Carthage right at that number 3. Carthage, however, receiving votes when it comes to the top 25, so their Coach Ulmer knows they're getting some recognition. So definitely the rivalry of one, Carthage v. Illinois Wesleyan and the Titans, likely to come down to the wire yet again. Carthage losing some senior leaders last year in the likes of Liv Carroll, and alongside them, some of their setters. But Kabasek going to lead the charge. Katie Boston having an outstanding junior year, back here for a senior year, and once again, one of the best liberos in the nation. We're going to take a timeout, hand it over to sideline PA announcer Eric Elger to get us through the starting lineups.
It's now time for the starting lineup. Once again, the match between the UW Platteville Pioneers and your Carthage Firebirds. First, let's meet the Pioneers. Starting at libero, the 5'5" freshman from Oak Lawn, Illinois, number 2, Amina Malik. middle blocker, the 6'1" senior from Taylor Ridge, Illinois, number 12, Kearney McDonald. And outside here, the 5'7" sophomore from Wales, Wisconsin, number 13, Abby Bauer. And at center, the 5'8" sophomore from Lake in the Hills, Illinois, number 21, Laura Bover. Head coach of the Pioneers is Samantha Burkett, assisted by Nick Pinola. And now there's the time to meet your Carthage College Firemen.
The time has come. The lights are dimmed. Players announced. My goodness, what a rousing hype video as we look at the Pioneers starters. As mentioned, Kennedy Wenger along with Kieran McDonald going to be that 1-2 punch over the top for the Pioneers to lead the charge. Alongside is going to be Amina Mali. Let's see what she can help with, along with Kelsey Ewart. What they're able to do on the defensive side.
Serving the Pioneers number 6. Keegan Atkinson. Serving the Pioneers number 7. Chip Team.
And I guess you could say a little bit of karma as Detweiler with the service error. Running up. There's the power over the middle. It was only a matter of time. The prowess of one Kearney McDonald. The high back set. Boston delivers the Boston bomb. One of the senior leaders for this Carthage College squad. Five-point lead for the Birds. From the 10-foot line, Damon. Almost playable. Crow runs into the perch. As mentioned, the key pieces. We'll get to more on that as time goes on, that it graduated out, but Coach Ulmer, such a steady program in Kenosha for so long. Katie, Boston, more than a feeling. And especially as a senior, when I hear that old song they used to play. Jenna Damon, 5-point lead once again for Carthage. On the slide, Manojlovic teaming up with the youngster of Wierzak. 2 out of the 3 in the front row, true freshmen. Hop serve, Damon floats it. Running up, almost another ace. Near pin, down, outside, no touch. Firebirds up 17-10. It's the old 17-10 lineup. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, continuation of set number 1 on the CCIW Network. We're back on the CCIW Network, 17-10. One of the most important leads or deficits in college volleyball. Many coaches throughout my career have said that's the point of no return. If you can find one or two and you're trailing, it still gives you those 2-for-1 deals to come back in the contest. If it doesn't happen then, odds are not in your favor. So Pioneers come out with the coach's point in convincing fashion. Pass up, back row, block over the middle. 2 quick points. Head coach Samantha Burkett. Pulling all the strings. Falling away on the free ball, clears the pin. Slide over, high up by Detweiler. Left side, that just goes out of play. Manojlovic, that is a 3-0 run for the Pioneers. Another one, you may see things change up. Tatum Kabasek, one of the setters in the 6-2 rotation for Coach Ulmer. Her assistant this year, Sydney Kruger. ISO block over the middle. Haley Wierzak with a Zach attack. 1 point away from the red zone. 6-point lead for the Birds, one of their biggest leads of the day. High back set, down and in. Power personified. McDonald serving up a Big Mac. Keeping the Pios alive in set number 1. Ewert, also a tournament, all-tournament player a week ago, alongside her teammate McDonald. Hits the tape, falls, free ball still alive, Radecki. The punch over, Manojlovic switched up the attack, found the campfire. Second timeout called. Lead at 6. It was 17-10 the first time. Now it's 20-14, so a 4-3 run, not quite what the Pioneers were looking for, but while we have a minute, again, we talk about the difference between the Firebirds last year to this year. Some names to bring you back down memory lane. Liv Carroll, the senior, out of St. Michael, Minnesota, one of the conference players of all time, one of the best players in the history of Carthage College. Moving on, Katie Rowe out of Palos Heights, Illinois. Moving on in her time being a senior. 2 key contributors getting so many minutes. Ella Pettinger, one of the serve specialists. Devin Bell, one of your 2 key contributors at the center position in that 6-2. Moving on as well, so when you have those key components, you say to yourself, okay, who are going to be those players to fill those spots? We've seen it so far, and I don't want to necessarily get ahead of myself and say in convincing fashion, but Coach Ulmer, ladies and gentlemen, she's done this for a few years. 25th season at the helm. Her son, the head volleyball women's coach at Kansas. Volleyball runs deep in the veins of the Ulmer family. Coach's point goes to the Pioneers. Lead cut to 5. Out of play it goes. Firebirds 4 away from set 1. Officials today, Anthony Chan, your R1. Francisco Torres Rivera, your R2. Almost out of play it goes. Set left side, falling away, Danielson, and it stays in. The flash bombs continue for Maddie Danielson. I've had the pleasure of calling Carthage Athletics for a few years now, and she continually was a player you said on the cusp, on the cusp. You saw it, and it is happening here in this set. Maddie Danielson tied for second on the team, 52 kills coming into today. Birds up by 8. Service error. It seems as if the self-inflicted wounds are the only points Platteville's finding early on in this set number 1. Ten-foot line. Down. The hardest hit of the evening, number 14, Tina Manojlovic. Gonna be golden. Gonna be. Birds at set 1 point. What a way to end set number 1. A convincing 25-16 victory over the Pio. Set number 2 coming up shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the CCIW Network.
Physical therapy provider of Carthage Athletics.
Being a student athlete at Carthage, you get the best of both worlds, honestly. You get to learn, grow in the classroom, and then also be a part of the sport that you've fallen in love with since you've been playing it. You get the one-on-one support from the teachers, and then you get the help from your teammates as well.
The athletics teams here at Carthage, they're like really good. Some of the achievements that we had during this past year, the volleyball team won the national championship 2 times in a row, like 2 years in a row. So it was incredible to see it because we are like a unit. So it's really nice like to have everyone together and cheering for just one thing.
So the athletic facilities at Carthage, they're new and improving each and every year. We have the baseball, softball, and football field that all of our athletes compete on. There is the Tark, which houses the baseball weight room. There's the actual gymnasium itself, so Tarble Arena for men's, women's basketball, volleyball. And then obviously the swimming pool that is also in the Tark. And upstairs there's the field house. We've added the Nest, which is a recovery room for all of our student athletes. There's massage guns, there's granola bars, there's other food items. So we have a lot of nice things in that room that you can sign up, take it, and it's completely for free. There's so many great opportunities. The athletic staff super kind, your coaches care about you. There's just so much that goes into being a student athlete that it's an experience I would not take back.
Swinging with the balls in the school, let your feet
Serving for the Pioneers, number 6, Bria Johnson.
And welcome into set number 2 on the CCIW network. Non-conference matchup, the WIAC versus the CCIW.
Firebirds.
Jenna Damon.
Serving for
Who
Carthage,
else?
number 10, Jenna Damon.
Back set, right hand, the underpoke. Playable near pin. Can't quite pancake it as number 21, Laura Boberg.
Firebirds.
Firebirds coming into today. Only loss against WashU in a 5-setter.
Point, Platteville.
One of which even Coach
Serving for the
Ulmer has
Pioneers,
said she
number 6,
felt they had
Bria
the
Johnson.
chances to win, especially in set 4. Losing in bonus, 26-25, just kind of ran out of gas in set 5.
Point, Firebirds.
Only one sweep on the year, that was at Lake Forest last week. Beat
Serving for Carthage, number 18,
Wilmette
Tatum
in 5.
Kabasek.
16-14 in set 5, so you know they have it within them to get that far. Out of play it goes. Firebirds not only showing good
Firebirds.
offensive prowess, Platteville seems to be pressing just a little bit. Set near pin. With the blocking down.
Point, Platteville. Serving for the Pioneers, number 13, Abby Bauer.
High set, near pin. Making a good adjustment by the Pioneers. Kabasek back set, Tool.
Point, Firebirds.
Detweiler.
Serving for Carthage,
With
number
the
14,
chainsaw.
Christina Manojlovic.
Almost out of play. Ewert able to find it. Bringing it back in for Radecki. Poke over the top. Left pin. Ricochets around but hits the far pin by the R2.
Point, Platteville. Serving for the Pioneers, number 5, Kelsey.
Kelsey
Ewert.
Ewert in to serve.
Point, Platteville.
Just like that, the Pioneers back to within 1. And just like
Point,
that, the
Platteville.
Pioneers finding their groove. The momentum quickly shifting back for Platteville. Out of play it goes. Ewert with
Points,
laser
Platteville.
focused serves. 7 aces coming into the contest. No answer right now for what she's doing at the service line. The back set, down and in. Finally
Point.
breaking the spell.
Firebirds.
Ewert, 3 aces.
Serving for Carthage, number 11,
Firebirds can take a
Cassidy
sigh of
Stahl.
relief after that run. Platteville. Tip back in. Back row. Nice self-preservation for Stahl. And it stays in. Kavasek kind of shrugs her shoulders. So close. Coach Ulmer saying, all right, let's calm it down. If you expected a sweep, I would have said you are not necessarily expecting the right course, because the Pioneers, such a good program. Stepping in now, number 11, Grace Gibbons, the senior out of Katy, Texas. Set over the middle.
Point.
Can't get the left hand up. Here's Renecki.
Serving for Carthage, number 3, Ava Detweiler.
It was 5-2. And it is a 5-2 run by the Pioneers. Off the tip.
Points.
Not able to make the
Platteville.
adjustment in the back row is Tina Manojlovic.
Serving for the Pioneers, number 4, Brooklyn Radecki.
Near pin. And just out.
Points. Platteville. Points. Platteville. Timeout, Carthage.
Carthage
Their first timeout.
facing a 3-0 run, not in their favor. Pioneers forcing the Firebirds to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We will return in 60 on the CCIW network. Welcome back, 10-7 and a run. And a coach's point. Doesn't matter. Pioneers feeling it in set number 2, down 5-2. A 9, make it 10-2 run. Wow. Five-point deficit for Carthage. You got to feel if it's another point, Coach Ulmer needs her second timeout. Boston out of play, no touch. At least Carthage set that one up and it wasn't another ace. Unbelievable. Point number 10, ace. Point number 11, ace. Point number 12, ace. Point number 14, ace. Out of play. Manojlovic can't get there. Platteville seeing something in the rotation, and Ulmer in year number 25, 1 week after her birthday. Set 1 was the present. Set 2, everything coming up Pioneers. A 13-2 run. Oh, we have a minute. Let's once again give a shout out now on the CCIW network. Carthage College Firebirds, as well as all the other CCIW programs. Let's see what's coming up. Carthage College tomorrow morning, or Colorado College, excuse me, versus Platteville, then Carthage versus Colorado College. Women's soccer at 12. Then Platteville taking on CUW, and then Carthage versus CUW. We saw the Falcons fall in 3 to Colorado College earlier today. The 19th, volleyball versus Augustana a week from today. And then Saturday the 20th, women's soccer versus Knox. Will this coach's timeout be what works? No, it's not. Smiles abound for Radecki and team. Poked back in, back corner, playable Radecki. Left side, double block. The uppercut. Playable. Birds. Far pin. Down and in. Maddie Danielson. Can she continue that little bit of momentum for the Birds? They need it. As Platteville is squeaking the sneakers on the sideline. That's unique. Do this long enough, you think you've seen it all. Poke too far on the far side. Abby Bauer. Danielson has the Birds within 6. Clean service, ace. Ace is the place for Maddie Danielson. Pio's taking a timeout. It was 16-7. A 4-0 run is all that Coach Bickert needed to see before slowing things down. Let's look at some of the numbers. Platteville hitting .047 throughout the contest. At Carthage's .239, but because set number 1 didn't nearly go the way the Pioneers wanted, they've done a stellar job here in set number 2. McDonald, 2 for 5 of the kills. Radecki, 6 for 16. Katie Boston, 6 kills of her own to Manojlovic's 5. And let's see if Danielson can continue on. Poked over, but playable. Danielson almost had an ace coming out of the timeout over the middle. Boston! The run continues. 5-0 run for Carthage, battling back in set number 2. The momentum has swung back in the way of the black and red attack. Back set. Blocked down. Boston and Manojlovic. You wondered how the block would look for Carthage this year. You're seeing it here at home for the first time. Damon underneath it. Boston with the block. Boston tries a third time, sets up Platteville from the pick. Damon underneath it. Falling away the rollover. Free ball. Poked up. Almost a joust. Manojlovic kept it alive. Far side. Down and in. Damon couldn't get there. Abby Bauer, a much, much, much needed point for the Pioneers. A 6-1 run for Carthage. Still have time to come back. Easier said than done against Platteville. Damon, high, back set. Down and in. Tina Manojlovic. What's love got to do with it? Jenna Damon. Countless aces already today. Not able to get there with the left hand is Ava Detweiler. Teams going 1 for 1 at this point now. Both teams feeling each other out, weathering the storm. Falling away, side bump on the free ball by Manojlovic. The slide. Damon finds the pieces. Nice play by the freshman, Emma Crow. Tatum Kebasek now back into the contest. Firebirds starting to fire back up. Within 2, it was 15-7. Grow Kebasek finds it to Damon. Far side. Tool again. Platteville needs another breather. Understandably so, because the Birds are within 1 of the Pioneers. Once again, we appreciate you being with us. The first game, the inaugural game on the CCIW network for the Carthage College Firebirds, the new home of all CCIW athletics. So good to see the growth of the sport, the growth of the teams, the growth of the leagues. And when you have outstanding competition, not only in conference play, but in non-conference play such as this Firebird Invitational, it's amazing to see that it has a home. Birds hitting 302 to the 058 of Platteville. Platteville's number keeps creeping up, but so does Carthage. 22-14 to kill differential, but 9-6 is the ace differential. So Platteville, they have dominated this second set with so many aces. Well, kind of started to come dry as Carthage made enough rotational differences to find where they needed to go. Kebasek back row. On the slide. Point goes as getting the point needed McDonald's, the 6'1" middle blocker. Only one Firebird over 6 foot this season, Wierzak. A few at that 5'11" mark, Manojlovic, Wente, Shaneman, Badrov, excuse me. A very, very deep Firebirds team this year. A lot of youth. Detweiler, the pride of La Crosse Logan High School. Manojlovic to serve, Birds backed within one. Left side, out of play. The accuracy for Platteville. A bit off the mark, folks. We are tied at 19 in set number 2. High back set, McDonald. Damon with the left hand uppercut. Down and through. Carthage with their first lead since it was 5-4. The resolve, the tenacity, the wherewithal. Do they have enough gas left in the tank to take it home? No self-preservation for Ewert. Birds up by 2, first to hit the red zone, 4 away from a thrilling set 2 comeback. Tina Manojlovic looked for the service ace, back row. Good communication by Platteville. They're too good of a team not to communicate when it's going long. Ewert now lethal at the service line. Damon finds the pieces. Kebasek falling away. Danielson in fuego. 22-20. Almost in between. Radecki powers through. Oh, that point. If you want to go back to game film of smart or high-level volleyball IQ, ladies and gentlemen, mark that. Brooklyn Radecki. It was right at that no-fly zone between the set and the bump. Switched in time, didn't let it get to her mentally, still got back into position and was able to deliver the kill. Kebasek, the back set. Ewert passed it forward, but Bria Johnston for the Pioneers out of Harlem High School in Loves Park, Illinois, was retreating, couldn't get up. Birds 2 away from a comeback in set 2. On the slide, back row out of play. What a turn of events. The Birds at set 2 point. 16-7. Damon can't get there. And if Damon can't get there, not many in the nation can. Jenna Damon, one of those players, could play at countless Division I schools. Wanted the at-home vibe of Carthage, which led to her being the #1 call on SportsCenter top 10 just a year ago. Damon can't get there again. Pioneers 1 away from sending it to extras. It was 24-21. Both teams out of timeouts. We're going to take this one home. Radecki, service error. Birds come from behind in set number 2. Chance for the sweep. Do not click away. We'll be back for set number 3 on the CCIW network.
He'll walk away with the prize.
Welcome back, set number 3. What a comeback by Carthage in set 2. Can they continue the momentum, or will Platteville find a way to send it to 4? Solid start for Platteville. Again, Carthage very accurate through the first 2 sets, hitting 356 to 082 for Platteville. Platteville had a rough set 1. A valiant comeback in set 2, overpass. Can the Birds take advantage? Manojlovic. I will say this, if things continue in this fashion, the fact that Carthage has been receiving votes on the national level, but no first place votes in conference play, this might be a bit eye-opening. The back set blocked in. All the defense for the Firebirds converging around the 10-foot line. Serving now. Number 13, Abby Bauer. Tina Manojlovic. The R1 overriding the line. A little bit of he said, she said, but nonetheless, Pioneers get the point up 3-1. Service error from the back row for number 13, Abby Bauer out of Wales, Wisconsin, Kettle Moraine High School. Off the left side, Manojlovic. Serving is Ewert. High set left side, off the tip. Uppercut with the right hand, Kebasek. Ewert, that's going out of play at the feet of Coach Ulmer. On the slide, out of play, no touch. Tied at 4, Manojlovic. Looks back row. The back set down and tooled. Contributions abound. Ava Detweiler again. The setter Boberg serving now out of Huntley High School. Discombobulation. That one just falls down. Sometimes a little bit of luck is all you need. Ava Detweiler. As mentioned, Carthage earned national recognition this week, receiving 6 votes in the AVCA TerraFlex D3 women's volleyball poll. Spoke about their 5-1 start, 4 neutral site wins, and the road sweep of the Foresters of Lake Forest. Juniata, Wisconsin Whitewater, Wisconsin Oshkosh. Some of the top teams. 4 CCIW teams in the rankings, including number 14, Illinois Wesleyan. And this Wisconsin Platteville team ranked 13. So when you say to yourself, 13th ranked team, trailing 2-0 against an unranked team, albeit receiving votes, that might turn some heads. Damon can't get low in time. This third set, you felt each other out. You know what's happening. It's just blow for blow at this point now. Danielson. The back set. Double block. The Manojlovic Boston 1-2 punch. not 6-7. Manojlovic coils, delivers. Side swipe by Detweiler. Is there a touch? They're saying no touch. It was close. R1 and R2 had a good conversation with them in between the matches today. Very, very good officials. As the staff coming out to clean up the court a bit. Appreciate you being with us this evening and all weekend. Tomorrow I'll be joined by Justin for the first game, possibly two. One of the SIDs here. Following that, Chris Labasco will be doing the final two games of the tourney or invitational. Set to the left side, block back. Damon keeps it alive. Danielson, Manojlovic, send it home, and she does. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. 4-point lead for the Birds. Another point. Platteville may need a timeout. Service ace for Danielson. Feeling it from the service line. Smiles abound. 5-point lead for the Birds. Platteville takes a timeout. So will we. Back in 60 on the CCIW network.
Carthage fans, the Firebirds got 7/8 of the tonight's match and we need to receive a free Culver's Sunday coupon. Make sure to pick up your voucher on the way out tonight. Once again, 7 aces tonight, and means you win with the Culver's.
Welcome back on the Firebird Broadcasting Network, now the CCIW network. The slide, the block, out of play. Pioneers desperately needed that point. Can Bria Johnston help find the groove for the Pios after the point out of the timeout? The officials letting him play on. Pancake opportunity again, out of play. Firebirds play on, that is 2 times. That is 2 times the Firebirds have had a pancake and gotten the point afterward. How about an ace? Jenna Damon. Unbelievable. From small town Illinois, of Durand. That's out of play. Another point for Carthage. Kearney McDonald slipped a little bit, it looks like. I think they might be asking for a towel to clean things up. The R1's calling, looks like the sweeper was checking the box score. (15-8), Damon. Near pin. Double block. Laying the hammer down. That front row, we said what would come of it this year. It has delivered. Timeout called. 16-8. While we have a moment, one more time, let's go through what the lineup looks like tomorrow. Again, these teams will be playing one more time, or 2 times tomorrow, not against each other. 4 games tomorrow, each team with 2. 10 o'clock is starting things off with Colorado College. At 10 and noon, Colorado College will take on these Carthage College Fiber. Thank you to the producers for throwing this up one more time. Colorado versus UWP, 10 a.m. So Platteville takes on Colorado, who won earlier today in a sweep. Then Carthage takes on Colorado. Also at noon, put it on a split screen, open 2 tabs. Soccer versus Wisconsin Lutheran on the women's side. Then Falcons versus the Pioneers at 2. And Carthage, the afternoon cap, versus the Falcons at 4. Next Friday, a week from today, 7 o'clock versus Augustana. And the 20th, soccer on the women's side versus Knox, all coming up on the CCIW network. If you want Carthage, /Carthage. 16-8, Jenna Damon. Lethal from the service line. It must be a libero thing. 4 aces for Damon. Pioneers getting a much-needed point. The left side, tip over the top. Nice set over the middle. Net violation on Carthage. Understandable, McDonald, when you see she gets a clean set, get a little bit jumpy, try to get there ahead of time. Pio's back within 6. Can Carthage finish up shop? Tina Manojlovic looking to do so there. Simply the best, better than all the rest. Off the left side, Damon dodges out of the way, but it stays in bounds. Close play. It's the also ever-knowing 17-11. Again, as stated earlier, coaches have always said it's the point of no return. Tina. Double block. Knocked back up by Radecki. Powered through. Another tool bust out. The hammer and nails for the Pioneers. Lead at 5. Carthage wants to finish things off. Long day tomorrow for both squads. Tina gets blocked. Huge block. Number 8 coming, Kennedy Wenger out of Mineral Point, Wisconsin. quiet evening for Wenger. 6 blocks on the season, a crucial one. Getting the Pios back to within 4. Kabasek, far side. Manojlovic had the lane, picked up by Ewert. Out of play, no touch. As stated, when they get to that 17-10, 17-11 mark, if you're the team down having the 10 or 11 point, you can still do some 2-for-1 deals to get to where you need to go. Easier said than done. High back set. Can the slide get there? It can't. Danielson powers through. What a wrist snap along the left side. One of the bench players, Kate Badrov, out of LaGrange Lines Township, absolutely screaming on the sideline to support her team as she runs down the ball and does not get it in time. What a fun bench for Carthage. As mentioned earlier, Platteville had the squeaky shoes. We now have bowling by Badrov. Back set. Power through again. So many freshmen on the Firebird squad this season. Badrov, Shaneman, Bendoff, Crow, as mentioned, and Wierzak, plenty of playing time. Della Walsh from Andrew High School, the T-Bolts. Horacek, Barada, McQueen, Wenthold, Merton, and Verplanke. Ironically enough, no former teammates. However, you do have some opposing former teammates. Molly for the Pioneers, former teammate of Wierzak, and they both graduated together, so same year. Another point for the Pioneers. Over the middle, through the woods. Emma Crow. 3 points away from the sweep are the Birds. Double block. Welcome to the block party. Firebirds, Amigas, Cheetahs, friends for life. Ooh, you heard that thud, but Danielson on the spot in the back row. Manojlovic tries to answer. They are reversing the call. The R2's calling the tip. R1 was about to point to the Pios. R2 said tip. 24-16. The Birds are 1 point away from sweeping the number 13th ranked team. There it is. That's going to be it. That's going to be all she wrote. The home sweep, 25-16, just as set number 1 went in the home opener for Carthage College. What a turn of events. What a way for Carthage to make a statement at home, opening the Invitational. 2 games tomorrow against very good squads. This is exactly what you want to see if you're a Firebirds fan, player, or coach. Platteville, however, they got to have a short memory. They are back in action first thing tomorrow. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, the Coaches Show, along with stats, highlights, and more. Coach Ulmer will join us up here in the booth to go over a huge victory against number 13th ranked Platteville and the Pioneers. We'll be back in a flash on the CCIW Network. And welcome into the post-game show. The Firebirds sweep the Pioneers. Joining me now for the first time this season, Coach Ulmer. First off, Coach, happy belated birthday. What a nice home birthday present.
What a great present. Yes, yes. Yeah, so proud of them. What a great atmosphere we had here tonight. We love playing at home.
Yeah.
You know, we have a great crowd. Just a really, really good team win for us tonight.
Talk me through not just set one, but I really want to focus right now, set number two.
Yep.
You're down big. You call the timeout.
Yep.
I mean, 16-7 at one point. What was the conversation? How'd you find your way back?
I was trying to be a little prophetic there,
Okay.
right? You know, I told him, first of all, we just needed to gather our thoughts here.
Mm-hmm.
A little positive self-talk to our kids that were passing.
Yeah.
They really upped their service pressure right there, and we were having a hard time passing the ball, letting balls drop that were in. And so I started yelling in and out really loud on every serve, and I told them, you know, if we can get a ball up and get that side out, we're going to go on our own run because we're blocking well tonight. We're doing a really good job. We can turn the tables. We can put the pressure on them. And sometimes it works. You know, sometimes it works out. So they responded great. Maddie Danielson went on a great little service run there. You know, ran off 5 or 6 points, made it a game again, and then, you know, it was like a 2-point game, and then we were finally able to get over the hump. That was a great comeback because this thing could have, you know, we could have folded up the tent there and just kind of, you know, that's the way it goes. So really important in our growth to be able to kind of steel yourself right there, to kind of buck up right there and, you know, do what you needed to do and kind of change, you know, flip the script, so to speak, you know, change what was going on out there. So really proud of them. I thought, you know, they all played really well tonight, but I think, you know, Maddie Danielson she was a real big spark plug for us tonight. I think, you know, they had the bigger blocker on Tina and you know, Maddie's passing was really, really good. And she dug a lot of balls and passed and made some great swings up there. And our setter. Ava Dett had a big night. Ava Dett, our setter and hitter. She does both. Tatum was setting her, and she was really effective. So Katie Boston we started out really hot.
Yeah.
So I think that second set was key, right? And then the goal was, once you won that one, is just go get them early, kind of get them down and try not to give them any hope of a comeback, because they're a very good team, really, experienced team, and you knew they were going to come back at you, very athletic, have a lot of really good players.
Yeah.
So you knew they weren't just going to give it to you. You're going to have to go earn it.
I'm going to go back to Maddie Danielson. I said throughout her career being up here in the booth, there was always flashes. Man,
Yep.
she'd have a good run here, that good set. It's clicking now. What
Yes.
has it been for her? Was it something over the summer? You see it on the stat sheet, but now seeing it with the eye test,
Yeah,
my goodness.
I think she's really believing in herself, and maybe it's my belief in her as well, and the team's belief in her. She's a very talented young lady. She's not, we call her Mad Dog. We call her dog a Maddie Dog. And, the size of the fight in that dog is big. She's not the biggest kid, but she sure plays big. And she's smart. She sees the block. She hits the ton out of the ball. I mean, she hits the ball really hard. And she's just kind of fearless this year, which is really fun. And she was able to go on some service runs, which in the past that would have been really hard for her. So she's kind of learned to kind of breathe through things and be positive, talking to herself and kind of, I think some of it's maturity, right?
Yep.
Just kind of working through some of those things. She's a huge spark plug for us. So I think it's so fun to watch her play.
Absolutely. Jenna Damon, we talk about her all the time, but
Yep.
again, 4 service aces today.
Yep.
What is happening at the service line that has just so much confidence this season?
Yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time on it, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you are, I feel like we're a pretty good blocking team. When you are a good blocking team, like I told them, we're not trying to serve aces. If we get them, great. But we want to make them pass. We want to get it in the seam. We want to put it on somebody. And then we want our block to, to get after them a little bit. So, I don't know, maybe that takes a little pressure off them, not thinking you have to ace everything. And I think we spend a lot of time on it because it's really important. And kids like Maddie and Jenna, they're seniors. They've been here before, and I think that experience is just invaluable.
The ability for Katie tonight, Katie Boston,
Yes.
to slide left or right on that block, whether it was with Tina Manojlovic or whether it was with Crow. Again, the fact that Crow stepped up so much as a freshman. What's it like getting Boston to be able to make that adjustment that the blocks close in an instant?
She's grown so much.
Yeah.
I know Coach Sid is our middles coach, and she worked really, really hard with our middles. And Katie's having a great year. It's so fun to watch, and offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
So, our block can be fairly imposing, and when you can serve balls in and you can put up a good block, and that puts a lot of pressure on the other teams. And then we're a pretty good offensive team as well. So, I mean, we hit almost 300 tonight, which
pretty good.
We'll take that pretty much any day.
Yeah.
So, Katie's doing an awesome job up there. Seniors are really stepping up. And then Haley Wierzak and Emma Crow, I thought they did a great job tonight, our freshmen. So, it's all kind of, it's coming together. And I think we're, hopefully it's a big weekend for us. Really good opponents here this weekend. No easy matches at all. We're going to have to just adapt each time we go out there. But great start to the weekend.
Quick turnaround, a great first match between the Falcons and Colorado. What are you looking forward to Colorado tomorrow at noon?
Yeah, they're a very good team.
Yeah.
Very well coached. They got some great athletes on that team. And Concordia as well. They're always a very good regional opponent. So, we played them at noon. It's great they came out here to be part of our tournament. We really appreciate that. Their coach used to be the coach at Chicago, so she has, some familiarity out here. So we really appreciate them coming, and we look forward to competing against both of them tomorrow.
Coach, go get some rest. Huge win, sweep at home in the home opener. We'll see you in less than 24.
Always. Sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
to everyone.
That was head coach Leanne Ulmer. What a victory as we look through some of the final statistics. 295 for the Firebirds to 064. We saw the Pioneers creep back to the 100 mark right at the end of set 2. Carthage put a stop to that. 9-9 service aces. Again, that's where the Pioneers were striving in set number 2. Firebirds found their way back in set 3. Errors at a low 10-4. The block differential. You heard Coach Ulmer say how the block party is here at Carthage, and that is what has set up successful service aces. Outstanding game by the Firebirds, and again, that comeback in set 2, that just kind of sets the tone for what we might see from the Firebirds this year. We want to thank you all for being with us as we look again one more time at the upcoming broadcast. Busy day tomorrow. Lock in, set your reminders, cciwnetwork.com/Carthage. 10 a.m. UWP, this Platteville squad versus Colorado College. Colorado College immediately goes up against Carthage at noon. Also at noon, women's soccer versus Wisconsin Lutheran. Platteville versus the Falcons at 2. And then the Falcons versus the Firebirds at 4. A week from today, Augustana versus Carthage in the conference opener for the CCIW. And then Saturday the 20th, women's soccer versus Knox. For executive producer Mike Love, producer John Vojnovich, as well as new director Marissa Simon, outstanding job. These are a Student Broadcast Productions, Morgan, Ryder, Ty, outstanding. Thank them for what they've done. This program has been a presentation of Firebird Broadcast Productions, Carthage College, copyright 2025. Once again, a 3-set sweep for the Birds. They will be back tomorrow at noon against the Tigers of Colorado College. Once again, I'm Peter Ferreri. Welcome to the CCIW Network. Have a good night, everybody.